Hi, everybody. Welcome to Once Upon a Jen and a Mom today. As you noticed, this is my mom. Jen is not here today. Let's just say she may have been exposed to a virus. Sounds so weird. It's like a stomach virus. And, well, both of us are traveling this week, and we can't get it. So she's opting out today, which is sad because I really wanted her here, but it's okay. We'll all get together again. So my mom's here for my birthday. It's my birthday.
Especially for your birthday.
Today's my birthday celebration.
Today.
So today, you guys, we're going to do a little birthday celebration, obviously, but also we have some interesting things to talk about, Mom.
Yes, we do.
One thing, Mom has been doing something, a therapy we want to talk about that has changed her life. We'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about just how the times have changed since you were a teenager.
Absolutely.
And to now, and you'd be surprised what we have to say about it. I mean, it's not as obvious as you think, maybe. And then also talk about a little bit about the human condition, especially nowadays, how everybody's acting out of fear, but we'll talk about that as well. And I have a really interesting story time to talk about later. Maybe you've never heard of this. And I was really fascinated by this topic because I had never heard of it. And it's the kind of thing that I'm interested in, so I want to share it with you. You know, most of my story times are all about either paranormal or weird stories, so stay tuned for that towards the end. And that's going to be the gist of it, but we're going to talk about all sorts of things. So yeah, yay to me. Cheers. I'm cheering myself.
Cheers. Happy birthday.
Woo! Oh my goodness. Look at this. What is this? I got a cake.
A birthday cake for a happy birthday girl.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I guess I should take it. Huh? Look at it's fire. Oh gosh.
So
it's Mercury retrograde.
So 32 years ago, this little girl made me the happiest
31.
mom.
31. It's 31. Didn't you see? Okay, anyway.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, maybe the happiest mom in the whole wide world.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, honey.
Thank you. I'm going to blow out my candles.
Do it.
Are we singing?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jennifer, daughter. Happy birthday to you and many more.
Do you know what's funny? I'm going to blow them out first. I got a really good cake. I'll tell you about it. But you know what's funny? You know, in restaurants, when they come out and sing happy birthday, I absolutely despise that. I know you probably do too. In fact, most people don't like that, right? But I don't mind on here because it's a little different.
Well, it's because we love you.
No.
And they don't know you.
Or you do not love me if I'm in a restaurant and they're singing?
No, I'm talking about when they're singing.
No, I don't think that's it. I just think
what do you think it is? It's impersonal.
It's just weird when there's a room full of people and they're all like just sitting there and you're sitting there like while they're singing. I don't know. This is different. Okay, my cake. If you guys care, this is really good. It's vegan and gluten-free. Made by Yvonne's Bakery. If you're in the LA area, it's in Pasadena. And it's all vegan and gluten-free.
What kind? What's the flavor?
So this is blueberry curd.
Oh,
it's so good. In fact, we need another fork. Do you want to get another fork for my mom?
I don't want to eat and talk.
I can't eat all that. No, you got to eat some. Here, you've got to.
Well, it's got to be a small piece. I'm gonna have my mouth full.
Well, you're gonna chew it up and swallow it.
The birthday girl goes first. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna keep that. Sorry. You're like, everyone's like, Jesus, get over it already. We just want to hear the story at the end. Okay, here we go. Oh gosh, I'm not eating sweets. This is the first time I've had sweets in a long time.
Wow. Yum. Half that size, Jen. Half.
I can't. It's hard.
I'll take my lipstick off.
I'll just
So you're going to feed your mom? Come on.
I'm feeding my mom.
Let me.
Oh, careful.
That's a big bite.
Eat it. Mm. It's blueberry. Oh, it's actually blueberry lemon curd. That's what it is. Isn't that good?
Oh, mm.
Isn't that delicious?
The lemon is really good. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so rich.
Oh, yeah. It's very rich.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mm.
I am really so sorry. Hey, Russ asked for it. So if you have
and
complaints,
it's very sweet.
It's what is your Instagram handle? If you have complaints, you know where to go. It's Russ. It's Russ. Okay, so Mom, first let's just talk about. I want to talk about what's going on with you. Tell them a little bit about some of the health issues you were having a little while ago. Not that long ago, actually.
Yeah. Well, actually, 9 months ago yesterday, I received stem cell therapy. It's where they have this big syringe and they put stem cell exosomes into your vein in your arm. It takes about an hour and a half to completely do it. They actually can't put the stem cells in the plastic bag with the saline because it sticks to the plastic. Oh. So they have to do it through a syringe.
Wow.
And so, so I had that done 9 months ago yesterday because I was having a lot of problems since the vaccine, COVID vaccine. I have developed chronic kidney disease. Since I've also developed in both knees, I was getting every 3 months, I was getting cortisone shots, every 6 months gel. And then all of a sudden my rotator cuff I had to get an MRI on that. It had gotten thin. Instead of a tear, it had just gotten thin because of my age. And so when, you take your arms and put them behind you to scoot back in bed, it was so painful, I would groan. Well, since I've had the stem cell therapy, on top of that, I was having balance problems.
Oh, yeah, your balance
my
problems.
balance problems. On top of that, I started having to get injections in my right eye for macular degeneration.
Right.
So it's been 9 months. This stem cell therapy, which is by R3, stem cell therapy, I love them. I believe in it so much. All these things have been helped. For example, I no longer have on my blood work, it's no longer chronic kidney disease. My blood work, my kidneys are almost back to normal.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's been 9 months. And usually it takes a little over a year to get full results.
And you haven't done anything else different. I mean, you've always, been healthy.
Yeah.
Lived a healthy lifestyle, but the stem cell therapy is really the main thing you were doing. You haven't
and
really
not
done
only that, so I have not had any injections in either knee since last August. That's almost a year ago. I was in so much pain. I was getting, like I said, cortisone every 3 months, gel every 6 months, and I had done that for like 3 years.
Right.
I have no more pain in my knees. I have no more pain in my rotator cuff. And my balance is better. I'm actually walking almost back to normal. I can walk, but to walk fast, I do. I'm using a little help because of my age. I'm afraid of falling. But I really believe, and on top of that, I'm not having to get every 4 weeks the injection in my eye.
That's pretty amazing.
It is amazing.
The fact, okay, if there's just one thing that would be really impressive, like if you said, wow, like this is like almost back to complete normal.
But I mean, all these things.
All
these things. Not only that, I have more energy and I and you even told me and noticed my vitality
Yes.
has improved.
Yes, it definitely has
I'm
improved.
sleeping better. But I think what is important is I truly believe that the future is stem cell and gene therapy. But I believe that this has really helped me. And I'm still looking forward for the next 4 or 5 months because it's still going strong.
Right. No,
So
I know,
that's
and that's another
important.
thing. So when you get the stem cell therapy, so you get it, but it's not like it immediately, like overnight, like you notice all of this. They say it could take up to what, a year and a half?
It could take up to a year and a half. Now, I did notice some changes in 3 months.
Right. It's gradual, but
it's been gradual.
Right.
And
so
now
there might be even more.
There might be even more. It might be even more. And so, I'm really happy about not having to get these injections in my knees, not worrying about having to worry about my rotator cuff at this point. Also, getting injections every 4 weeks. And then when I get the injection, I'm out of life, staying at home for about 5 days
because of the
because
of your eyes,
because of the eye. Yeah. I can't shampoo my hair. I can't get any water because water has germs. And if I get water in my eye, just regular water in my eye within the first 5 days, I could get a really bad infection.
Yeah,
in my eye because of the.
And that goes a long way. I mean, the fact that you don't have to get that done is amazing to me.
But being my age, I thought last year, I thought, gosh, all of a sudden everything's falling apart at the same time, and I'm thinking, okay, what can I do? So I actually I had been researching the stem cell therapy for about a year, and you have a friend that goes to R3 stem cell in Beverly Hills.
Right.
And that's why I decided to go there.
Right.
Because I really trust it. But look, there's no reason for all these positives except for that. I don't know what else it would be.
Right. Right.
I mean, when you got bone on bone in your knee.
Yeah, it doesn't just spontaneously
disappear
and recover.
Just raising my foot to get out to walk on the curb was very painful.
Yeah.
And now I have no pain. I can go downstairs, upstairs with no pain.
That's amazing. I mean, really, it's like it took several years, off. Now you took like what, maybe 10 to 15 years off, you think? I don't know. If you think about the way you were 10 or 15 years ago, do you feel like that's where you're at now?
Yeah, I do. I actually do. I feel like I'm 13 to 15 years back to where I was.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is. It is a lot.
I mean,
that's why I want to tell the world about stem cell therapy. Because not enough good is told. There's a lot of bad out there. There's a lot
of controversy, and I'm sure, you got to be careful where you go, and,
of course,
and of course. But that's the case with anything. Another bonus that you've noticed that you were just talking about earlier was your metabolism's revved up, right?
I think it has revved up. I am doing chair yoga,
yeah,
and I am doing
just
crunches.
Down,
however. Right? I have lost probably 20, 25 pounds in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
So maybe my metabolism, I do feel like maybe my gastroparesis has improved.
Another thing you've had.
Yeah.
She had gastroparesis.
Where my vagus nerve doesn't work in my stomach anymore. So
what that means is your stomach becomes kind of paralyzed. So when you eat, it doesn't move the food through for digestion. So it can become paralyzed and you can have it can be dangerous, but it's also just really uncomfortable, right?
It's uncomfortable because they had to suture open my pyloric sphincter, which is the...
That sounds so naughty.
I know, but no, pyloric. But that's the muscle where the food goes out of the stomach. And they had to suture it open so it doesn't block it anymore.
We
Because
hate it when our sphincters blocked.
my only
Nobody
means of
wants their
digesting
sphincter
food was
blocked.
throwing up every night.
Oh gosh,
To be honest,
that's horrible.
it is.
Because you're not. The problem with that is, besides being very uncomfortable, you're not absorbing nutrients, so you can become malnourished.
And
right?
my metabolism, and yet I was gaining weight because my metabolism was
you weren't digesting.
right.
And everything was sitting and
right.
geez, that is amazing.
So that's quite a few things that I've gone through in the past 2 years.
That's a lot of things. I mean, that's a lot to improve on. I mean,
I've had a lot of loss and I've had a lot of pain and anguish in my life, but I'm always hopeful. Isn't that something?
Yeah. So let me ask you, how often do you have to get this done?
Well, they don't say I have to get it done again.
Well, I mean, for the best benefits, to keep the benefits going.
I'd say probably a year and a half.
So every year and a half. Do you mind me asking how much it costs?
Well, because I was a model patient, which means that I went on a day where there were quite a few other doctors there because they were studying all the procedures.
Right.
I got 30% off.
Oh.
So normally it would have been like $90, $200.
Wow.
And it cost $66.
Listen.
$6,600 is the best money that.
So let me just put that out there. I know that sounds like shocking, but people spend money on healthcare, like, going to the doctor and medical bills.
And
they spend way more than that.
And all that.
Right. And for things that don't improve your life, like on a personal level, people spend it on toys and gadgets and plastic surgery, right? So really, in the scheme of things, that's not horrible. I mean, that's if it helps you that much, I mean, health is everything, right?
Look at all the things I've overcome, though.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Health is everything.
Or that I'm still overcoming, but I've got, I've benefited.
Well, yeah, of course. And those gadgets and everything you buy or whatever you're doing or vacations you're spending the money on, you can't enjoy those things unless you're in health, like in good health, right?
You can't buy good health. I mean, really.
Well, I mean, maybe you can.
What I'm saying is, once you're unhealthy, even the richest person in the world wishes they had the means to get healthy again.
And you said this is like the future of medicine and everything, but also there's a lot of things. And, we've talked about the scalar, scalar technology, Rife technology. There's so many things right now that people are discovering that maybe have even been around and things that have been suppressed by people, like I'm just going to say like people like the pharmaceutical industries and, that suppress these things that they can't make money off of. And they don't want you to get better because, I mean, let's face it, you are a customer when you're sick. And if it's like anything, I mean, if you're healthy, you're no longer a customer and they can't make money off of you. That's that simple. And so it's not in their best interest for you to be healthy. So what it is in their best interest for you to need them and depend on them for treatments and medicine, which, by the way, isn't always curing everything. It's just putting a mask over it and it's making you dependent upon them and their treatments to prolong your life, to keep you alive, at least long enough to make money off of you, right? So they're keeping you alive to make money off of you. And so this kind of thing, you're not going to hear doctors typically, unless they're alternative doctors touting this like, hey, go get that stem cell therapy, or go get yourself a Rife scalar machine, or or all the other things. I mean, yeah, they'll tell you, oh, eat healthy, exercise. That's about it. That's about the extent of it. So it really is up to us to be our own health advocates, which is what you did.
If we're not, who's gonna be?
It's what you did, because when you went to the doctor with some of these issues, what was their solution?
Medication,
but it didn't make you feel better, did it?
No.
It just kept you kind of going. Right?
The answer was, well, you are getting up there in age.
Right. Or it's like, well, it's expected, right?
Right.
But not only that, because you weren't as mobile, you couldn't be active and exercise. So then that deteriorates your health. So it's a domino effect.
It is. It's like
Yes.
the more I worked hard, like walking, and then my knees would give out on me.
Right.
It was one thing after another. The
Yeah.
more I tried, it just became
So you
very.
need to be healthy enough to be able to be healthy. It's. I know it's a catch-22.
It is.
You need to be healthy to be healthy. So you
Mhm.
need to get yourself in that position to be healthy enough to be active, to be able to participate in things that does improve your health. So that's what you did. So you had to do the research. No, the doctors weren't saying, "Hey, try this, try that."
No.
It's just you had to do your
I
own
spend
research.
a couple hours every day researching things.
Yeah.
To see if I have a better avenue for what I can do for myself. Because, hey, if I don't do it, who's going to?
It's true. And it's like that with everything. You
Mhm.
always have to be your own. And if there's a doctor, if you go to a doctor, this is just some advice because I've dealt with this myself. When you go to a doctor and, you're talking to them about maybe certain issues you have going on and they either dismiss you or they try to like throw something at you to cover it or whatever, or they just dismiss like, oh, here, take a whatever, take this and that. And
Or
that's
they'll
happened to me.
say it's just part of aging.
Or there's nothing we could do, so just take this medicine and hopefully it'll make you feel better. Or if they do dismiss you,
I'm a
which
Taurus. I'm
happens.
stubborn. I don't listen to it.
Well, I'm not a Taurus, and I
know.
still don't listen to it.
No,
In fact,
know.
you know what? I don't have a single Earth sign in my entire chart.
You don't?
Not a single. And I mean,
what does that mean? That's another story.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know. It just, because, Earth signs are practical and grounded. And I mean, I can be grounded.
Well,
I'm very
practical. I'm practical.
But you are a Taurus and you probably have I'm sure you have other Earth in your chart, but I don't have any Earth in my chart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all water, air, and fire.
Mm.
My sun sign is Cancer, but I'm on Leo cusp. Obviously, my birthday is today. I'm on the Leo cusp, so Cancer, Leo. My rising sign is Leo, and my moon sign is Leo. There's a lot of Leo, a lot of fire.
I like you. I love you just the way you are.
And the little water splashed in there to steam it up, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people need to really think about these things because if you don't have your health, you have nothing.
Yeah. So if a doctor is dismissing you or doesn't listen to you, because it really should be collaborative with a doctor when you're talking about solutions and they're listening to you, taking you seriously. And if they don't know about, this is another thing, if they don't know about something, like for instance, let's say you were talking about stem cell therapy, or I was talking about scalar rife to them. And if they were like, what is that? I've never heard of that or whatever. And they're like, tell me about it. Or, they want to know. And, even if they don't know about it or they're not sure about it, but as long as they're listening and you have open communication, as opposed to, and I've gotten this, oh, that's nonsense. Nothing. Look, science works. What we know works, or at least if it doesn't work, then there's no other solutions. Mm-hmm. And I've been dismissed. And if I would have listened, me as well, because I was dealing with health problems, as you know, years ago, I would have been in a bad situation if I would have listened to certain doctors. But also, I got different doctors and doctors that did listen, and they were trying to help, and they were, trying to find solutions and working with me.
The thing is about the stem cell, you got to be really careful. I know a couple of people who got stem cell, but it wasn't from umbilical cord, from a donor, and from cesarean section. It was like either from the bone marrow, or they take your blood and spin it. Look, at my age, I don't have enough stem cells to make a difference.
Oh yeah.
So you gotta really be careful of where you go.
Yeah.
For it to work. And I truly believe, I mean, there's no other reason why I don't have to get injections in my knees anymore, or
all of this.
Not
just one thing, it's all of it.
Yeah.
Comment below if you guys have ever done stem cell or if you're interested, because I'm just interested in what your experience has been with stem cell, if you have done it, or if you're interested in it. This is in Beverly Hills. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, Beverly
R3
Hills.
stem cell.
Is that the only one they have? The only center?
No, they have them all over the world.
Oh, okay. So then
they
maybe
have
you
them
can
in
find
Mexico.
it.
They have them in Cancun. They have them in Argentina. They have them in almost every country now.
Wow. Okay. So
Stem
maybe
cell.
if you're interested, you can, see if there's one in your
And
area.
now I've talked to the people and I told them about my lab work for my kidneys. And now they're advertising because they told me when I responded to them about how it's helping me, they told me that 85% of the people who get that, it helps. It's even helped people who were getting ready to go on dialysis.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I'm just saying,
hey, if you help one person today by talking about this, that'll make me happy.
It'll make me happy too.
Yes, just even one person. Seriously.
I mean, it's true. It's
So, Mom, I want to talk. I want to know tell me what you were like in high school. I want to know what you were like in high school. Tell everybody what you were like.
Oh, wow. Well, in high school, you couldn't wear pants or jeans, or you can only wear dresses or skirts, and it had to be.
But this wasn't a private school. This was a public school?
No, this was a public school.
Wow.
And you had to have a dress or skirt to the bottom of your knee. And you wore bobby socks.
Catholic school.
You wore bobby socks, and you wore those brown and white or black and white saddle shoes.
Yeah,
remember?
Yeah. Well, I had
remember
the
poodle skirt.
The poodle skirt. I never.
I wore a poodle skirt sometimes. Sock hops, but I was a giggly teenager with my friends. I was popular.
Yeah.
And
did you ever do anything like rebel in any way?
No, I didn't.
You didn't at all?
I didn't rebel at all. I actually came from a military family.
Yeah.
And I wasn't, I was 9 when I went to live with my parents.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, well,
I was on my best. I was on my best behavior all the time.
You were raised by your grandparents first
until I was 9.
Yeah. Okay. Because we were like, what? Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was on my best behavior, but my outlet was with my friends. I had great friends. None of us smoked, drank, did drugs. We didn't even think about that. In fact, we were 15 and we'd have slumber parties. We would talk, how do girls get pregnant? We didn't know.
Oh my gosh.
At 15, how you got pregnant.
Huh? You should know by that age. I feel like
back then you didn't.
Every kid that is fertile, when you become fertile, they need to be informed.
I know. Right? I never was. And they weren't, obviously.
Well, that explains a lot of unwanted pregnancies
back then.
Maybe. And there were unwanted pregnancies back then.
There always has been.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
So, but because this is interesting.
But we had sock hops. I had fun. My fun was being at school. I loved being at school with my friends. I played the saxophone.
You played the saxophone.
I had a crush on my teacher.
Oh, how old was he?
He was a teacher. He's probably in his early 30s.
Okay.
But I was 17 or 18 when I had a crush on him.
Yeah.
He was cute.
When you
had and I had a crush. I had a couple of crushes on a couple of boys, but they never found out.
Did you date like in high school?
I really didn't. Mm-mm.
Wow, really?
Mm-mm.
Were you allowed?
Not until 17.
Were you allowed to, or you just didn't? You weren't allowed to.
No, I wasn't allowed to.
So you had very strict parents.
Yeah, military.
I know. And I want to talk about that because.
Yeah, I know either.
Huh?
Yeah, I know.
You know.
I know you don't want to talk about it. No, neither do I.
No, I said I want to talk about it.
I thought you said you didn't.
No, I want to talk about that, but no, I do. I do want to talk about that because this is the theory. Because everything you're making sound, it's all shiny and sunny, and everything's so innocent back then. Which I'm sure there was an innocence, but I feel like back in because everyone's like, oh, can't we get back to the wholesomeness of the 50s or whatever? And I wasn't around them, but I feel like. that was masked.
There were no
I think it was
discussions.
masked. I think that people had a lot of the problems, not problems or challenges, I should say challenges that they have today, but it was masked.
It was.
It wasn't appropriate to talk about. If you had
There
some
were never
dirty laundry,
discussions.
nobody would
Right.
air it, and you
Right.
wanted the appearance, right?
Right.
Because you had to fit in. Because if you did not fit into that narrative, you were an outcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of families where, I mean, for people, I hear this all the time where, like, you know, there's so much corruption now. There's so many people that are gay, and just like it's a trend and stuff. I'm telling you, there were probably just as many back then. It's just that it was hidden. It was very taboo.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody talked about it.
Right.
Nobody was allowed to be gay. So they either hid it or they suppressed it, right? Or whatever it may be, even like challenges in relationships between the mother and the father was there. And there was a lot going on back then that just people, yeah, they had to present themselves a certain way, because
You could never ever talk about problems in the family.
right. You didn't ever air dirty laundry. So in your family, your family, obviously, there was a lot going on, because I know you lived with your grandparents and all that. But your family, did everybody from the outside look at your family and say, "Oh, that's a nice family. That seems like a well-adjusted family"? I mean, did it appear that way to the public?
It probably appeared that way.
Yeah.
However,
yeah,
my mother would make oyster stew on Friday just so she would ground all of us for the whole weekend. And we were teenagers.
because you wouldn't eat it.
Because
so
she knew we hated it. None of us would eat it.
Why did she want to ground you?
Just to be mean.
Because she was not nice.
And she was an alcoholic.
She was an alcoholic. Well, that was what I was waiting for. And that was, I'm sure that your community did not know that, right?
No, they didn't know that.
No. See, that's the thing. Now, this is the thing.
The community didn't know it until my sister ran away from home, and then the school found out. That was the first time anybody ever knew there was a problem in that family.
Right. And that was very common, I think. I mean, their families had issues. Don't think that it was like a Leave It to Beaver thing.
Oh, I know.
They had their own issues, and and the thing is, nowadays, I think it's just completely, I mean, gone on the opposite end of the spectrum, to where everybody wants to share everything now, and it's like
too much.
Sometimes, maybe, I mean, it's an opinion, but yeah, I mean, to the point where people will, it's like it's an attention seeker, right? Whereas, like, oh, I get it. If I have this story to tell and it's interesting, and now I'm going to tell it, but it's not that interesting anymore because everybody has a story to tell.
Right.
So it's like, but people do that. They air things out. They want to tell their stories for attention, but it's accepted. If you have something going on, if you came from, like with you, alcoholic parent, or you grew up being suppressed in a church and you were gay, or whatever your story may be, it's like you want to tell your story because you know that there are other people out there and it's accepted. People are not going to shun you. There may be some people that do, but you'll have a large community of people that will rally around you. And then I think people also want to feel like they have something to say, because everything's very public now with social media, and it's everywhere. So you have something to say, and it's like, I have something to say where other people will listen to me. And so, and it's just is like, it's okay if I'm different. It's okay if I'm strange. You're allowed to be. And back then you weren't. So
well, no, you weren't. And because, first of all, you just didn't air anything. You didn't talk about anything.
No, it would have been a disaster. Even like people did not get, it's not that, I know the divorce rate is so much higher now, but people back then did not get a divorce, not because they didn't want to. A lot of times it's because it wasn't accepted, and it would have ruined their lives. They felt confined to that relationship. Yeah. They felt they made a choice and they had to live that out. Right. They had to follow through with it, even if it was to their detriment.
But I did love being an A&W root beer stand, car hop, I
Car
guess you
hop.
call them.
God, they should bring that back. That's so much fun.
It was so much fun. I loved it.
Yeah, that is so weird that just went away.
I know.
Right?
I loved it. And Summer Place. Remember that song?
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah. No, I like that
it brings
song
me
too.
right back there. It's really funny. It's
no,
really.
I think they should bring those back and drive-in theaters. Hi, Raven. Drive-in theaters also. Why is that not a thing anymore? I think that's great. Drive-ins are great. You just go and it's fun. It is an experience. I remember going when I was really little, but it wasn't. It died out.
Frisch's Big Boy. Remember? We used to go there.
Yes.
That was fun.
Yes. That
and
was
the food was good
Big Boy.
back then.
Here they have Bob's Big Boy, but it's not the same.
It's not the same. It's
not nearly the same.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So, you had a lot of friends in high school.
I had a lot of friends, good people.
Yeah.
You
and I had a very different experience of high school. I was considered a little strange because I didn't fit into a clique. I didn't, I just kind of did my own thing. And I was in theater,
let me say something about you when you were little.
When I was little or high school?
When you were little. Well, first of all, you started going shopping with me at 2 weeks old. We would go shopping.
I was like sitting there with a credit card, like charge it.
And I did more feeding you than I did shopping because you didn't eat very much at a time. Mm. So I could only feed you a little bit at a time. So I was always stopping and giving you, feeding you. But you're a great shopper, but you started very young, kiddo.
Charging really, all
sweet.
Up.
Plus, I don't know if you remember. I know you remember. 3 and 4 years old. You had your little rocking chair in the big White House.
So, it's funny because I can remember back to when I was a baby. Like, I'll tell her things and she's like, how do you know that? And it's like, because I have a memory back when I was.
Because we moved from this apartment. We were having a 5,200 square foot home built. Uh-huh. And we were in this apartment. It had this. It was the thing back then. Anyway, so she at 9 months old though, she remembers the color of the carpet. Yeah. The shag carpet, which was a big thing back then.
Yeah, the shag carpet color.
At 9 months.
Not just that, but the rooms, I remember a lot. And I just there's so many. It's not like I remember every single day from that time when I was a baby, but I remember just certain things, mm-hmm. I just like have these memories and stuff. And, I mean, all the way back. And, I can remember basically everything, you say something and I'm like, she's always asking me, oh, what about this time? And I was only like 3 or 4 and I would tell her and you go, oh my gosh, it's wild. I don't remember that. But we moved around a lot. And so also all my memories are tied to the places we lived. So mm-hmm. if you told me like when you were 10, like I would know maybe because I really truly believe everybody, and this is a good thing for your memory. This is like a good practice and exercise for your memory. Mm-hmm. The reason I think I remember so much in my childhood is because we were constantly moving and having different experiences. And so what it did is it tied these different experiences to memories
at a certain age.
So if you're having a problem with your memory, I think you need variety. You need to every day do something to kind of switch it up, to take yourself off of
and not be
autopilot. Right. And
mm-hmm.
and I think it does something. It's your brain is active. It's forming memories around things instead of, just being monotonous and you kind of zone out. So I think mm-hmm. that's a trick because I know that when I was moving more, I was very sharp about my memory. And if I stayed in one place for a while, it was a little more blurry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a little trick. I don't know.
At 3 years old, you remember pulling your rocking chair up and watching All in the Family, which is your favorite show.
Isn't that weird? A kid would like that? That's so weird. I don't like it now.
The minute Edith would go, da 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 da.
I think maybe it was her weird voice.
I know, but you loved that show. It was crazy.
So I want to talk about something. Mm-hmm. talking about all this stuff, the human condition, I truly believe, like, as humans, we are always striving for more. It's just the human condition. So let's say,
We're never satisfied.
you're not, well, you're not, it's good and bad. You need to be grateful and you need
Of
to be
course.
happy and satisfied with what you have. And this is why you need to practice this. It's a mindfulness, but unchecked, it can go astray. So if you're always like, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, you know, what happens is you'll never be satisfied. But also, if you get to a point where, let's say you have all the money or whatever, and you start to get bored, it is a human condition to get bored. It's good because it pushes you, but it can also be bad. It's like money, you know, they say money's evil. Money's only evil in how you use it. Because you can, I mean, there are people that when they get money, they put it to good use and they help people and they do amazing things with it. But other people get greedy and they go off the rails with it. So the human condition is to always want more, right? And I think what happens with a lot of people when they get the things in life, they want like money and wealth, fame,
and they want more and
power,
more and more.
Yes, and they get bored, and so they start to get weird, and they start to do things. I mean, look at the Epstein files. I'm not kidding. They start to do things. They first of all,
for example, porn with husbands who can't handle, you know, that need more and more excitement or stimulation or whatever you want to call it.
Whatever it is, that's part of it.
Right.
But yeah, but I think these people that have so much like material things, they start to get weirder and weirder.
But I don't understand why they have to lose their humanity over it.
Well, that's the thing. If you're not being mindful about what you're doing, you have to let it suck you in, and it can. And it's just, that's why I think that having a mindfulness and daily practices to where you ground yourself in a moment and be grateful about everything is so, I know it sounds simple, but it's really not. It's very, very, very powerful. And to notice things and be grateful for things around, not the material things, but just everything. When you're going on a walk and looking out into the sky, into nature, is to take those moments and feel the gratefulness of being alive and being able to experience that is so important. I think people get lost and they need some more stimulation from the outside world. Another
thing that I was thinking about yesterday is that when you're younger, you can't wait till you're older, or you want to get to the next thing instead of enjoying the minute. Every day that you're living, it's always the next thing, the next thing. I guess that has to do with the stimulation that people are needing. I don't know.
I heard this thing about when people, we're going to go longer today, when people are, I think it's around age 35. This is fascinating. This is why if you're 35 or older, very important to work on yourself. So I think it's around age 35. Up until that age, you're looking forward and you're looking out into the future, but not just the future, but you're constantly wanting to create and go forward and looking forward to the next moment and what's happening. And then once after 35, people start to look back. They no longer look forward. They're looking back at their memories and longing for whatever.
35.
And it's around 30. I think it's around 35.
Do you know 35 is middle age?
Yeah.
It's not 50 like people used to say.
Although people are living longer, but I mean, nowadays though, 35 is so young.
It's young, however.
It's really young.
You know, in the United States, people are dying.
But 35-year-olds back, I don't know, even 50, 60 years ago looked a lot different than they do now.
Gosh, when I was 50, I felt immortal.
Yeah. So, but this is the thing, that people start to look back. So guess what? Your brain starts to age because you are not continuing to stimulate your brain and your mind because you're not building those bridges and neurons anymore. They're getting fixed in your brain instead of firing. I'm not a neurologist or brain scientist, but I saw this, and it's
that's why
really
you're supposed to try to keep learning.
You learn, but you also set goals. There's so much. You got to be mindful, be grateful in the moment. Meditation, all this stuff helps keep you not just young, but with vitality and moving forward. And I think, I truly believe it helps you live longer. I want to show you something. Speaking of helping exercise, that's very important. Everyday exercise. There's this new exercise. I've tried it a little bit. I want to do more. Russ tried it. Jen's tried it. Sean is wanting to try it. And I think you should try this. This is really cool. I'm going to show it to you.
Okay.
Here it is. This is like a class. Do you need your glasses? This is a class you can do. I think you could do it online, but you could also do it in person, and they have it like in West Hollywood.
I have my glasses here. I can see it maybe.
Okay, here. I want you to see if this interests you.
Look at me, how did it?
What do you think?
I don't think so.
No? No?
Well, no.
No?
No.
You wouldn't want that? Would you want your hubby to do that?
No. I don't know. I don't care what he does.
Would that please you if he were able to do that?
No, you know what? I do chair yoga because I can't get on the ground anymore.
You could do that in a chair, Mom.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't need to do that in the chair.
Oh,
I'd probably have about 15 orgasms.
Oh my God!
No, it's true. Are you kidding? Why? What?
I love that. That was the best. It was the best response. I think my eyelash is coming off. Oh God. Oh,
don't you think you'd have an orgasm if you did that?
Depending on what's underneath you. I don't know.
Well, it looks like a ball or a balloon.
I think that's the intention. There's videos with women doing this too, and it gets even weirder than that.
It does.
Let's just say you can see the outline of certain parts. The female, it looks like porn.
Oh yeah, I'm not
like freaking porn. No, you're not.
I thought you were really talking about.
Hey,
an exercise.
You can use it as an exercise. So, there's so much more to talk about, but I feel like we're running out of time.
Yeah.
You're like,
I know.
Oh, thanks for ending on that. I do want to do my story time though.
Sure.
Because this is an interesting story. So I didn't really I read it.
I'm sorry everything was serious today.
No,
it was important to get stem cell out there.
We can be serious. We can be serious, guys.
We can be serious.
I can be serious, okay? I'm not.
It's not easy, but she can.
No, I can be.
Yeah,
but I enjoy not being too. So there's this story. It's have you ever heard of this story about the Dodleston Messages? Okay, this is really strange. Not many people have heard of this. So it's a really strange story. It's the thing is very documented because it has to do with computer files. There were witnesses to this. So, and someone wrote a book about it. The guy that was involved in this wrote a book about it. So it started in 1984 in a small village of Dodleston, Cheshire, England. Okay.
Okay.
A man named Ken Webster had just moved into a 500-year-old farmhouse. Okay. I hear Russ slurping in the background. So he's a school teacher and he really loved computers, right? And back then, home computers, like 1984, they were really expensive in the 80s. It was not like the computers now. He owned a BBC microcomputer. I don't even know what the hell that is, but it was a computer back then. Maybe you guys know. You could tell me if you know what that is.
BBC
I don't know.
Definitely
they had floppy disks, but there was no internet back then, obviously. I mean, I think we all know that. So one day, Webster loaded up his little floppy disks. So weird. And instead of seeing his files, there was a message that just simply read, "Greetings." This is weird. Like, remind you, it's not like the computers nowadays where there was like an internet, a web, any social media, obviously. It was just the computers were used for very basic things. They weren't used to socialize or anything like that. So it's really strange a message would appear on his computer. The writer claimed to be someone named Lucas, and he said he was living in the year 1541, right? During the reign of King Henry VIII. Even stranger, Lucas believed that Ken, the guy with the computer, was a ghost. He thought Ken, the guy that owned the computer, was a ghost. And that his house was haunted by Ken, mind you. That is very strange. And so he would occasionally see like lights and flickering, like Ken would see lights flickering, weird appearances, like he would see things like ghosts. But each one of them thought the other was a ghost in their existence, which is so strange. And the language being used in these messages was like medieval style, like ye, thou, I do. Sorry, I don't know all these. Lytel. Do Lytel means? I don't either. What's Lytel? I don't know. So historians later said that the language wasn't perfectly authentic 16th century English, but it also wasn't simple. It wasn't like fake Shakespeare or anything like that. So he was talking to this, whatever it is, for 2 years. And his friends
The
were
guy
like,
with the computer?
yes.
Mhm.
And he, to this, whatever, what was his name? Lucas. Or is it Lucas? Yeah, he was talking to him, whatever it was. I don't know. He's talking to for like 2 years, 2 whole years.
He could see them? He could see him?
No, it was messages.
They were messages.
On the computer.
Oh.
They were talking back and forth. And he would ask questions and
How
then
would the
Lucas
ghost
would
be
answer.
able to use the computer?
Well, I'm gonna get to that.
Oh, okay.
So, the conversations were very detailed as well. He would, like Lucas, the ghost, whatever, would describe his daily life, farming, about his religious beliefs. I mean, they really connected and became like very, very intimate about their conversations, like personal details, right? Lucas eventually said he was frightened because powerful men were searching for him. Powerful men. This is the guy back in the, back then.
King
Which
Edward,
is
King.
At one point, the communicator changed, stopped talking to Lucas. And then instead, someone came through who claimed they were from the year 2109. Yeah, I know, it gets crazier. This person was from the future. And was very different, very detached the way they talked. It was more of a detached way of talking. And then they were talking about to this guy, Ken, is that his name? Yeah. About how time wasn't linear. And there were certain places and points that were connection points, almost like portals. And that Webster's house was one of those areas. It was like a portal or a connection. Portal. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's wild, right? So one reason people found this so fascinating is like, oh, come on, this sounds like a hoax, was the computer occasionally produced files that Webster insisted that no one had typed. Okay. And friends witnessed this. And some of the messages even appeared after the disks had been erased. So remember, this is back then, guys. This isn't like, I feel like nowadays, I mean, obviously we have the technology to make this seem more plausible, but back then, no. Yeah. So yeah, his friends and colleagues were witnessing all of this with him. They saw it. So that's really fascinating, huh?
It is.
So there's theories on this. Some people are like, cynical people will say, oh, it's just some elaborate hoax. But back then, that would have been really hard to fabricate. It would have been so hard. Even if you had like someone you knew who was trying to play a prank on you, we didn't have the technology to follow through with that. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, I'm so sorry, I'm burping. I'm taking the place of Jen. Jen's not here, so I have to burp. So some people think it was an elaborate hoax. There were some other theories. The theory of time slip, where yeah, it's like a time slip where they were just like, there's that moment. Have you ever seen that movie, The Lake House? It kind of reminds me of that. Something like that, where time is not, because time really isn't linear. And I know you have a hard time understanding that because we've talked about this. But the fact that there's this, maybe time was just bleeding through. It was like the realities were bleeding through. That's a possibility. And some people believe that some psychic communication that he had. There could be so many theories on this. I mean, I think about the theories that I think there's so many that I could do a whole episode on this kind of stuff, just based on like this kind of phenomenon. And some people just they just don't know. Like there's scientists that have looked into this, quantum physicists, and they're like, they have theories, but they're like, we just truly don't really know. But it could be parallel universes, it could be all sorts of things. The interesting thing, this guy Ken, he ended up writing a book called The Vertical Plane about this very incident. So if you're interested, you maybe could, if you're interested in reading it, or Audible or whatever, you can try to, I don't know if it's on Audible, you try. It's called The Vertical Plane. Okay. So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, do you believe it? Do you believe that happened, or what do you think?
Well, do you remember the day that I spent the night with you, and we were going for a walk, and we felt like we changed the time. The time changed.
That happens a lot.
That really happened.
Yeah, right.
It really happened.
I know, and that happens a lot on my walks.
Is that something?
Oh yeah, this kind of stuff happened. The reason, this to me is not even shocking, or it's not that crazy, because I've had so many my own personal
I experienced that with you that day.
I've had so many of my own personal experiences with this kind of thing.
Tell them that real quick. Tell them what happened that day.
Well, I think you should come back. We should talk about it. Okay. It's a long discussion. I could talk about a lot of my experiences about that just are mind blowing. And yes, I'm sound of mind. Because people are so cynical. There's so much that you don't know about, we don't understand, and you start looking into quantum physics. It actually, a lot of this stuff can be explained through things like that. But man, we went over, so I'm so glad and happy
birthday!
Woo! Mom's here. We're gonna go eat. Oh God, I can't do that. People get mad when they shake my boobies.
I hope everybody enjoys all the information.
Yes, and she will be back, you guys, and we're gonna have you back with Jen because it's fun.
Because I'm not funny, but Jen is.
No. No, you're funny. You don't realize. Okay, my mom's funny. She doesn't know she's funny. You're unintentionally funny at times. It cracks me up. You just don't know it. You haven't. I used to be like that. I was a very serious kid. Remember?
I know you were.
And I did not realize I could be funny until later. You have it in you. Anyway,
well, I better hurry up and get there with my age.
You are already. Anyway, okay, guys. Thank you for joining us. Like, subscribe. All that good stuff. We appreciate you. And until next time, bye.
Bye.